life, love, relationships.
Wait, we're gonna give away all our secrets?
Welcome to the Man Perspective
With Kane Man.
and the Dawn.
Today on the Man Perspective, we're talking about what is your go-to method to get a woman to sleep with you? Aha.
I like alcohol. Get him drunk, goddammit. Get him drunk. You know what I mean? Take him out, get him drunk. Say, look here, woman. You know what it is. You feeling good, but in the morning, you're going to be hurting. Nah, you don't want to do that, because then that'll be rape, and then you in trouble and you're locked up.
Yeah.
Method to use to get a woman to sleep with you. I like jokes. So one of my methods is to joke around, especially when you joke around with a woman, sexually.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, get her inquisitive about sleeping with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll tell her some stuff like, girl, you ain't never had nobody put it on you like I can. You dudes you been messing with ain't nothing. And she'd be like, well, how you know who I'm messing with? I know. I can look in your face and tell that you ain't, Now she's curious, because now she's like, oh, wait a minute, what's he talking? Like, I bring a whole different type of game to the mix. You follow what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to let her know that, listen, you ain't never had it put on you like I'm going to put it on you. Now she's curious. So I guess the method I'm using really is that curiosity, because I want her to be curious. I want her to be real curious about what I'm going to do to her. And I would say things like during the conversations, like, girl, I would stretch you out like you don't believe, you don't know what. And she's just sitting there listening like, what's this guy going to do to me? Like, is he, I'm curious now. Like, what is he?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Gentlemen, you want to know why you can't get a girl? Or why no one wants to date you?
Ladies, you wondering why your man acts the way he acts? Tune in and learn more on The Man Perspective.
We'll help set you straight on The Man Perspective
with K-Man
and the Doc.
So that always works. Curiosity, always keep them curious. That's one of my methods. What about you?
So for me, it's always depended on the person, right? So you get them into a conversation, you kind of get a feel for their personality, and I don't know, you just ask like some series of questions. And then once you get an idea of that, then you know what role to play. And I got to tell you, what has worked most for me is laughter. You get them laughing, you get them comfortable, you get them engaged. Then you kind of start moving in that direction of making like some like funny sexual jokes or comments, but you kind of work it in, so it's still funny though, right? But the mind goes, to that sexual nature, and then you just kind of build on it from there. And that's what seems to have always worked for me, is if you can get them laughing, it works wonders. It really does.
But you got to be careful with that, though. You know why I say that? Because it's good to be a jokester, but you want them to take you serious, too.
Oh, of course.
Because then after a while, that can backfire on you, and then now you're thrown into what they call the friend zone.
Yes.
She's right. She only looks at you as, oh, you a funny guy, blah, 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 and that's about it. And so she just looks at you as that guy who just makes her laugh.
Yes.
Doesn't necessarily mean she gonna sleep with you.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just that, oh, he makes me laugh, but that's all he does, make me laugh.
Yeah. You gotta know when to tweak it.
Right. Because it's tough, because women can be very, very finicky about who they want to sleep with. And they know who they want to sleep with. Attraction always plays the part. They know who I'll sleep with this one, but I don't want to sleep with that one. You know what I mean? And they start picking and choosing who they want to be with. The key to it is to get them interested in you.
Yes.
So whatever method you use, you have to get her interested in you.
Absolutely.
Forget about all other people, because she can pick anybody in that room, but she's not going to sleep with everybody in that room. You want her to sleep with you and you only.
Oh, yeah. And I really do think the key is knowing when to adjust almost like the volume, right? As you make them laugh, turn it down a little bit. You talk a little serious, get to know them a little bit. You turn up the laughter a little bit, and it's all going to depend on that personality and how well your interaction is flowing. Then you just got to simply adjust that dial. Maybe a little bit more laughter, maybe a little bit less. It depends. And you got to be able to read people. If you can read people, you figure it out. Back when I was out partying and I was talking to females, you didn't get the phone number of everyone you talked to. There was some trial and error there. There was a little bit of building on the skill. Then eventually you figure it out. But you can't be afraid to do it either, though. You can't, because if you're afraid, it ain't going to work.
Yeah. Well, the personality definitely plays a part.
Absolutely.
You got to figure who they are, because not everybody, like I said, not everyone's going to want to sleep with you.
Nope.
Right back at you. The Man Perspective. Giving you what you want, giving you what you need. Tune in.
Tune in.
Tune in.
Tune in and get your weekly dose of The Man Perspective with K-Man
and the Don. And the key is, how do you get her to sleep with you and not with somebody else?
True.
So the methods that you have to use, you have to keep her engaged.
Yes.
To me, that's the key. Keeping her engaged, however you do that.
Absolutely.
Keep her engaged. You got to learn more about her and what makes her tick, because each woman ticks a little bit differently.
Definitely.
Right? Like I said, we're all wired differently, but women are wired specifically on a tick.
Yes.
And you got to find out what that tick is. What it is that gets her excited, what it is that'll get her to do things. And it could be anything, really.
Yeah.
It could be anything, but you got to find that out, whatever that quote unquote anything is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got to get them relaxed. You got to get them, interested in you. You got to get them to think about you. And that's why I say curiosity is always part of the equation, but you got to choose methods to get her engaged so that all she can do is think about you. Now, she could think about, because see, I always look at it like this. Whenever you on a date with a woman, when that date is over, right, you have to do something that when she goes home, she's going to think about you, or she's going to think about that incident or something you did that's going to, you know what I mean? That's going to say, you know what, this guy's all right. Or you know what, I might want to sleep with this guy.
100% the truth.
That's the key. You got to figure that out.
Yeah.
That's the trick part. You got to figure out what is that method. And that method could be, anything, a whole host of things. But you got to keep her engaged in you.
Absolutely. You have to make sure that you stay on her mind.
Right. And she stays on yours.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So when you depart and she goes to sleep, she's going to think about you. She's going to sleep about thinking about you. Maybe even thinking about having sex with you. But you got to get her mind tuned to believe that, be that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the key to it. That's the method you have to use. And each woman is different, so I can't really give you a specific, but you got to fine tune your craft to keep her engaged.
Without a doubt.
Right? So hit us up. Let us know what methods you would use to get a woman to sleep with you. And what you tried. Trial and error is always the thing, because each woman is different. Just try to see what gets her engaged, what gets her excited. Find all that out. And believe me, if you get it, she'll sleep with you. On The Man Perspective. Now you heard our perspective. It's time to hear yours. Get at us at themanperspective@gmail.com.
Or use the hashtag #TheManPerspective.